Hey, CCV, I want to just acknowledge that this can be a time of deep uncertainty for many of you. For many of you, it's because your anxious thoughts begin to start centering on even the thought of maybe getting the virus, what that means for you or maybe your loved ones. For others of you, your thoughts center on something different, which is more of the economic impact that we're feeling or going to continue to feel throughout this time. For some of you, though, your thoughts, your anxiety, it goes somewhere else. It goes more towards how on earth am I gonna stay cooped up, quarantined in my house for a long period of time? How on earth, if we're just being honest, am I gonna be able to be around my spouse that much without blowing up? Or how can I be around my kids this much? I don't know what the uncertainty is for you, but as a church, we wanna come alongside you and help. We're going to continue to provide some just basic devotions like this, just some thoughts to help you as we go along. You know, one verse I've quoted to you over and over again throughout this time is 2 Timothy 1:7. It says that God has not given us a spirit of fear or timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline. And I want to just break that verse down for you for a moment because I think it might help you. What that verse is saying is that it's not saying you'll never feel fear. You are going to feel fear. All of us will have some level of fear throughout this. What that verse is saying is that God didn't give you a spirit of fear. What's the difference? You can feel fear, but that's different than living in a spirit of fear. A spirit of fear is walking around all day long holding fear and letting that fear sink into your spirit and your heart. And then when you speak, you know what comes out of your mouth? It's always fear-based. That's living in a spirit of fear. And some of you are thinking, well, I don't want to live in a spirit of fear, so how do I not do that? Well, let me give you one suggestion. It's based on this principle. Whatever you feed in your life is going to grow. So if you feed fear in your life, it will crowd out your faith. But if you begin to feed your faith will begin to crowd out fear because that's what God's promise is. You can live with power, love, and self-discipline if those are the things you feed. And you might think, well, how could I feed my faith right now? Well, there's so many ways and so many suggestions, but I want to just suggest one right now, and that is that every single time you feel fear, you stop and pray. James 5 says prayer is powerful and effective. And I know exactly what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, if I prayed every single time I feel fear right now, I would be praying all day long. Think about that. You praying all day long, could you imagine what God would do in your life if you prayed that much? He'd begin to strip your heart of fear. He'd begin to allow you not to live in a spirit of fear. So I want to encourage you to pray. And one way that we are doing that as a staff that I'm going to invite our whole entire church to do is based on the verse 2 Timothy 1:7. Every single day at 2:17 p.m., based on 2 Timothy 1:7, 2:17 p.m., we are going to stop as a church and pray. And how can you do that? Just simply set the alarm on your phone every day to 2:17 p.m. And what are we going to pray for? We're going to pray that God allows us to live not in fear, but in faith. We're gonna feed our faith by praying, and it's gonna crowd out our fear. CCV, we're here for you. We love you. If you have any prayer requests, please let us know below, and our staff will be praying for you. And together, we're gonna get on the other side of this stronger than ever.